following is a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 2. Hello everyone and welcome. We are finally back with the stream coverage for MRE UNO, and we are kicking things off as per usual with the February Flurry, and we have a great match for you to kick off the stream slate for the 2026 season. It is going to be number 6 Mazuat going up against number 11 Apollo in the curling region. I'm your host G-Man. We got some great stuff for you this season, including some new stream graphics that we'll be running for this season, including that intro and also the brackets. But got a lot of exciting stuff for this season. Really looking forward to it. I'm your host G-Man. Let's get into it. Mazuat versus Apollo. Let's take a look at the curling region bracket first. And again, this has been quite the chaotic region to start things out. A lot of the bottom half has played already, and you will notice there has been a lot of upsets. AICO VT taking down Emmy in the 15/2 upset to move on. That was the first shocker of the tournament, and then Orochi followed that one up, taking down Clint Green, the 3 seed, and he moved on in another 4-2. And then last night, Gold and 6 went at it, really close match, back and forth. Great game 7, but in the end, it was Gold who ended up prevailing. The new players, the rookies, 3-0 currently in this region, doing well. AICO VT Gold, that is a confirmed matchup for the round of 32 here. We will find out the second confirmed matchup with the curling region here with the winner of this one today. Winner of this match will face the 14th seed Orochi and also get the home field seed advantage, as well as they will be the higher seed. But for the rest of the calendar, and we might make it tweak with this move in the next tournament, since I realize there's not a lot of space on top for the brackets. But for the current remaining matches in the region, we have a play-in that is tonight at 8 p.m. That is going to be Java Coco. Winner of that will face Bob Ross, which will be happening probably soon down the line. And then tomorrow, got an early match with Leah and Hole in the 8-9 matchup. That'll be at 9 a.m. And then for the rest of the slate, on the 18th, that will be Sunday. Sky and Minute Maid will go at it at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on the 19th, which is Monday, that one is, I believe is 6:30. We could quickly zoom in on that one. No, 8:30. That one's 8:30 p.m. This is also why we need to kind of make changes with this, because we need to make it a little bit bigger for the times on these. But for the 19th, Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's going to be Captain Gaming looking to make it to his second regional final, taking on Blake, who is still looking for career win number 1. All right, well, we have gone through the bracket. We have gone through the matchup. What's at stake here? Let's go over to the stream now. I am joined by my co-commentator for this one, Leah. Leah, welcome to the booth here. We got a lot of exciting stuff for this tournament, including what has been a chaotic curling region so far. I mean, with how things are going, Apollo is feeling good right now. Mazuat looking to break the trend of this region here, but for both players, definitely seeking out to make the round of 32. Apollo, very impressive in their Justice July match, came up a bit short there, but is looking to get the win here. And Mazuat is 2 for 2 in this round so far going into this tournament. Your thoughts on both these players and how this matchup dynamic kind of shapes out, and what you're kind of expecting for this one tonight or today?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have such a unique matchup here with two players who entered the MRE D2 field midway through the season last year. Of course, it's easy to look at this, see it as favorable towards Mazuat. Um, A 2-2 record does look better on the surface than an 0-1, but you look at how much more time he had to build that. You look at how Apollo, these players just in general, like Apollo, really close game 7, Odin playing tomorrow, same story. I think they're really um there's a chance they're being underrated, and it's going to be interesting to see them going head to head against people who have like more experience, but also more of a mixed bag situation. I mean, yeah, just the way we've seen so many upsets at the start of this tournament, it's going to be very interesting to see when that dynamic finally flips, if it does at all. I think this is going to be a close one. I think it could easily go either way, and I'm really excited to just get into it.
All right, this is going to be an exciting one. This will kick off the stream slate here. We do have a few more in this round that will come as they go along, including one that I believe is tomorrow as well. But let's go to the players, and Hold posted this in the Maz12 server. So if anyone's coming from there, welcome. It is I, G-Man, fellow Twower myself, and also very much in danger of dying in EWOW. But that's besides the point. Mazuat, I'll start with you since you're the higher seed. You did mention before, first stream match in your career. You are currently perfect so far in this round here, but you are entering your third match here in the round of 64. Hoping to make it to round 32 for a third consecutive time. Especially with how last season went, were you able to get two nice wins to kind of build, I guess, momentum into this season with the full calendar. How are you feeling into this one right now, and just kind of any expectations for Apollo as an opponent as he looks to get the win here over you? And Mazur's going to type this one out, so we'll see what he has to say. Um, but again, this is going to be, I think, an interesting dynamic. There was a reason this matchup was picked for stream here. Both players definitely with a lot of potential here to go on a run, and this will be the start of it for one of these players, and we'll see if they can get the win here and get a massive momentum swing from this matchup here. Because winner of this one will face Orochi in the round of 32, who has also been someone who I think is really flown under the radar a bit, could be a threat. I mean, this bottom half of the region could have a lot of people who do very well, especially with three of the four players advancing being rookies who have not competed in an MRE tournament before. So we'll see what Maz has to say here. Yeah, definitely hoping to make it 3 for 3 and keep my record going, but I expect it to come down to the cards. And hold on. And I'm not taking anything for granted since my wins last year were close to not given at all. All right. We'll go over to Apollo here, who I believe will also type. Apollo, second career tournament. You had a really good showing in Justice July. Unfortunately, came up a bit short against a D2 championship player in J Money, I believe it was. But now you go up against Mazuat here. Any expectations going into this one, and how are you feeling about this? How are you feeling going into the matchup here as you look to get your first win? He's typing. I'm also going to quickly make a slight adjustment to the game channel so it gets everything in here. There we go. Because one thing for Maz got cut off a little bit. Let's do that. There we go. All right, perfect. And that should mean that nothing gets cut off going forward, which is the idea of the layout. Yeah, that should be good. All right, we'll see what Apollo has to say on this one. Trying not to put too much pressure to win. I just want to play my best and enjoy the game. Looking forward to my second showing, hoping better than the first time. All right, we'll see what happens here. But with that said, we are going to get things rolling here. Scars is our referee for this match. Already had the game initialized. Mazbot will have the call for game number 1 here. We'll see what he picks. All right, we go for 11 here. And we are underway. We have blue 2 to open things up here. Thoughts on the 11 cards start to open up. We usually some people like going high, some people like going low to start. Mazwet going for a bit of a middle number. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It says lucky number there, so maybe he's got a connection to 11 of some kind. Uh, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how the middling card starts do in comparison to something lower end or higher end. I think like, you know, when you see a 5, 6, 7, the idea is kind of speed demon, play as fast as possible type of gameplay. 13, 14, 15, it's guarantee you've got at least a little bit of ammo to work with, but when it's in the middle there, it's kind of unpredictable and you never really know what you're gonna get.
Oh, wrong thing. All right, we're having a slight issue with the scoreboard here. Just give me a second. Um,
As you're fixing the scoreboard, I'll note we've already seen quite a few color switches just right out the gate. It is moving at a pretty fast pace. Mazuat already down to 6 cards. Takes a 3 card lead. Apollo still able to play the green. Ooh, and that
all right,
+2 will put him firmly in the lead, now at a 4-10 deficit.
all right, there we go. Scoreboard is fixed. We apologize for that, but should be good to go now. I'm not sure what happened there. I think the link might have been slightly outdated, but we are golden from here. Yeah, now we're running into green.
Ooh, Maz with the wild. Apollo's able to play it, but Maz down to 3 cards, really starting to get into that danger zone there.
Yeah, what I'm noticing also is both players are kind of going at a quicker pace here, so I would expect this to be a series where we get a bit of an up tempo beat in terms of how the game flows, especially with how these guys are playing it. And Maz is going to
And
end it
Maz
there
has
with the
taken the win.
+4. 218, I believe, on that one. He will go up 1-0, or 217. He will go up 1-0 to open up the scoring here. Pretty quick game. Pace was pretty fast. Maz, we'll go to you. Any thoughts on that one here? Opening up 1-0. And I mean, yes, Maz you did mention that was your lucky number there. So the 11 cards start, but won't be able to go back to it for the rest of the series, which that is a new rule change for D2 this season. MCSR is no more. We are adapting the CSR rules, so now it's going to be when on a card start, you can't pick for the rest of the series as opposed to the last one. So that might be a little interesting to see how that plays out. But Maz, any thoughts? Nice to get momentum right off the gate, and lucky number never fails. I'm gonna guess that was his quick thoughts. All right, Matt's gonna go for 10 with the next one. Apollo, any takeaways from game one, or just ready to go into game two? Card diff, hopefully we'll get the same soon. All right. Well, let's jump into game two here. Leah, I mean, we saw a pretty quick pace for game one. I would expect the same here for game two. Thoughts on how that's gonna affect the series as a whole?
Yeah, definitely. You see, I think there's a pretty big divide between players who like to play fast versus draw things out a little more. Um, in this specific case, with both players playing fast, I think if anything, this might show they're on a more of an even playing field than we might expect. Of course, Maz going up 1-0 is a good sign, but we've seen the previous series this tournament, like many times it's been whoever goes up like 2-0 at the start ends up losing. So it's important never to get too comfortable here, but of course you can't go wrong with having an early lead.
It is true. There's been a lot of players who have gone up 2-0 and then ultimately falls underneath them. Although we did have Bree yesterday who won in a very dominant 4-0 sweep, prevented the 16/1 from happening. So just not necessarily 100% confirmed. If you go up 2-0, you lose. Bree disproved that last night, but it is something to know because we have seen a lot of people go up early and then it would all slips away.
And that's one of those cases where it's definitely important to maintain your composure because whether you're ahead or behind at any particular moment, things can always momentum's always able to swing the other way.
Yeah, that's true. Also, we always in this league, especially, we always talk about the composure. It's kind of an underrated element. Um, with this game, especially when it's 1v1. We got a big run here. I believe that's a +12 actually on the +2, so that's gonna throw Apollo really far behind. Um, Yeah, to the eight. Yeah, big jump there. 18 cards for
Yeah,
Apollo
the
there. We'll
the
see
o
if he
the only
responds.
question here is when you have something as major as a +12 run, you're almost guaranteed to give your opponent some more ammo to work with. So unless this really backfires, um, there's definitely a potential for this to. Yep.
Paul is going to play the game where he's going to return the sender, and he's going to make Maz draw 6 cards and ends it with the yellow one. Another thing, also, if you haven't, if I think most people have noticed this, we do have custom cards for this season, which is very nice. Definitely a long overdue thing. So you'll see some of the D2 players that you'll see this season with their logos on some of these cards here as we play along. Again, I want to thank Zach for helping us out with that one. I think it came out really nice, and a lot of players, especially, have been very happy with the cards, especially with their own card. And speaking of their own card, there's Apollo's card right there with the red 4.
Apollo playing himself, yep.
Both these players are on red, I'm pretty sure, because Maz is the red 1. So we'll see if that one pops up. Switch the blue here. And that's Carter,
Even
who's
with,
in the
uh
play-in later.
even with Apollo firing back with the +4 on top of the +2, Maz still maintains a non-insignificant lead in cards.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Apollo has cut down that gap, and part of that was the ammo return there, but yeah, that kind of ultimately ended up being a bit of a reset there, as this game is actually slowing down a little bit now. We had a quick pace game 1, start off fast out of the gates in game 2, but I think both players, especially Mazuat now, are starting to slow down the pace a little bit, try to think through a little bit more what they want to go with their next play. And I really think that is the big difference maker with the pace. It really just affects how much time you have to think. And for some people, they want to just go quick and lightning fast, or others just want to play it methodological and just take their time, have easily go through their thoughts and keep things rolling.
Yeah, indeed. Maz has been typing for quite a while. One has to wonder if he's just debating what to do, potentially has a big run going.
I could see the big run. Um, Speaking of the big run, there it is. Wow. All right. That's gonna be a
Oh
seven
my
card finish.
goodness. That is a 7-card sprint straight to the finish.
Yeah, that's we had an 8 card finish last night in one of the matches, but there's another one there. Big draws help out Mazuat there, and he's gonna go up to an early 2-0 lead. Unfortunately for Apollo, seems like the cards are just not really shaping out, especially on the draws here. Um, Luck out coverage. I mean, it is still early. These are best of 7 for a reason, so it is still early. I remember in the match earlier this morning, Lavina actually was pretty far behind due to the ammo and actually found a way back to win that one. So definitely not impossible to bring that one back. But again, Paulo has the call for game 3, so the possession arrow is going to flip to Apollo's side. He looks to turn things around here, and he's going to go with the OG start. Um, we're going to jump into this one here. We'll see what Apollo does here. He's, of course, looking to prevent the 3-0 at the moment, but it's going to start with the yellow 4 here. He may be looking to use some of that OG Uno style to his advantage, as he is a UUL player.
Now it's interesting. We see game 2 taking almost twice as long as game 1, then Apollo going back down to a lower card start. Potentially he's more comfortable with the faster
Ooh.
pace, and that's already throwing out a decent amount of ammo at the very start. Um, Definitely on the offensive, it seems, which is understandable because if he wins his home turf here, the series is suddenly even and it becomes a lot harder to call.
I mean, quick start for Apollo there, but is out on yellow, so not able to do much there. Mazwa able to keep it going, and now Apollo is stranded and stuck. So he's going to have to try to figure out a way out. Did not find it on the 5 or the 9, but Mazuat is going to break him out here, but not necessarily what he was hoping for. Got the 5 late, though. Um, but yeah, still with the lead. He did +2 at the start, so he's going to have the card advantage at the moment, but we'll see how that fares. The table tab is not working for me, which is not great. Um,
Working on my end, it's a 5-4 right now. Apollo slight lead.
yeah, usually it's like
Maz
an
will
easy
make
thing.
that up.
Another draw from Apollo. Yeah. Mazuat just kind of keep going. I don't think Mazuat's drawn
Yeah,
this
Maz
game so
takes the
far.
defiant lead down to 2 cards. If he's able to get the check here, he might just be right on the cusp of taking a 3-0 lead.
He's typing, gets Uno on blue. Apollo gonna keep stick with blue.
And what is Maz's last card? He
Not
draws.
blue. It was not blue. Apollo's still in it.
And
Gonna keep
Apollo
rolling on
able
the
to
blue.
play makes things even. We could see a check from the other side coming soon, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing Apollo does not want here is an unfortunate draw from Mazuat here where he gets like an ammo card here. He's going to switch to the red, so goes with the red 6. Apollo looking to respond here. Not he goes for Uno.
Yeah, perhaps not what he's looking for there.
Mazuat is not Mazuat is okay, well, Apollo is at Uno
Apollo
now.
Apollo misses the Uno call out on Mazuat, unfortunately,
Oh,
and
and he got the blue
that
4.
will
He
cost
didn't do the
the
call out.
game.
I'm wondering if he was trying to do the call out there, and
I
I
believe
just
that's what he
forgot.
was going for.
Oh man, and Mazuat gets the sneak attack on that one from the missed number, and that was up 3-0. Um, okay, actually Apollo misses it. Unfortunate, but um, Mazuat, I think Mazuat was actually looking to maybe get the call out, but ended up getting fortunate with the number there and gets a sneak attack on that one. Um, yeah, unfortunate. I mean, Apollo, just kind of walk you through what went wrong there. I know you mentioned the miss on the table, but uh. Yeah, just kind of any thoughts here? Looking to try to get the reverse sweep here. Gonna go with 8. First two were luck. Um, we'll see what he has to say, and then we'll get a word from Maz, and then we'll go into game 4. I
It's
forgot to
it's
change
definitely
the
an unfortunate situation where whenever you lose a game due to a misplay like that.
def misplay by throwing ammo, missed a call out. Still can come back. Definitely can come back. We've seen many reverse comebacks or reverse sweeps in this league, so definitely still a possibility. Not over until someone gets the 4. But flipping it over to Mazuat. Mazuat, really great start for you. 3-0, one away from the win. Your thoughts going into this one? Looking for your third straight round of 32 appearance. And for Maz, yeah, drew super well in the first 2 games, but pleased with that game 3 win. I will mention
Seems
also
both
this
players.
is.
Uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, seems both players generally agree. First 2 games kind of just came down to where the cards fell. Game 3, a bit more of a skill wins out situation.
Yeah, I definitely think it can come down to that. But uh, sometimes it's just kind of about executing. Sometimes it's about getting the right cards, and sometimes it's about executing. I think we just saw the execution part on that one in game 3. Um, this is not giving me hope for you all bounce back season. Oh man. Starting hand wasn't anything special. Pull it out. All right. Well, we'll head to game 4 here. Mazuat looking to close this one out. Apollo looking to get on the board and start the comeback. And we start with Apollo's card. Is that a good sign, Leah? Maybe some fortune
Uh,
coming Apollo's way.
Very well could be. I will say I'm starting to feel a bit. Ooh, we see a Ditto on his own card. That is quite the statement to make right out the gate.
Apollo is doubling down on his own card here.
I will
Doubling
say
down
I'm a bit
on the win.
nervous. I don't know if anyone remembers, but it seemed like I was a bit of a cursed commentator last season in the sense that most of the games I commentated end up being sweeps or gentlemen's sweeps. I'm hoping that doesn't come back again.
Well, Maz is actually going to go for the wild green to start off. I'm going to mention also, I don't think we have seen the red one yet, so I don't think Maz's card has been played this series. And Apollo has gone for a blue
Ooh,
+4 right off, pretty much right off the bat, second
extremely
turn of his.
aggressive. Apollo on the absolute offensive here, but the question, of course, is what is he giving Maz?
Maz with the okay. I think he's understanding what Apollo's going for here. Gonna go with a Ditto here. So we didn't have any Dittos throughout this series thus far, and we get 2 within the first, about the first minute of this game.
We're seeing 2 very different play styles come to clash at the moment. Apollo really just throwing out everything he has, it seems, and Mazuat trying to play cool, calm, and collected.
Apollo going with the blue here. Apollo with a good lead for, I believe, the first time in this series, in
Now
a
we stand with a
game.
10-4 split. Maz continues playing casual, just stays in the blue.
And yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what he was looking for here. The run Apollo out on blue, and Apollo has ran out on blue. And now he's looking
We
to
got
make
with the
Apollo draw
third
Dittos on the low
ditto,
one.
third ditto in one game. Maz keeps it on blue, ices Apollo out. It is interesting to note, now that we're at the match point series, there is potential for either player to come out and use their power play. That hasn't exactly been discussed yet so far. And as we see Apollo pulls out a skip, gets back down to 3 cards. He's now in that danger zone. Could be looking like he might be in contention to get a win.
Yeah, I think he had that blue skip from before, so ended up holding on to that, and I think may have drawn the blue plus blue 4, maybe was holding on to that, try to get a connection here. We'll have to see. Mazuat typing something up, and it's going to be a +6 run here. More more +2s going the way of Mazuat. I mean, look at the stats here. 7-2 on the +2, so Mazuat definitely winning on that battle here, and I think that has made a difference in this series.
Yeah, it's hard to say it hasn't.
Mhm.
Now we see a bit of a reverse, a bit of a flip from what we were seeing earlier this game, and now it's Mazuat really playing aggressive, Apollo trying to keep his cool.
Another wild green from Maz. He wanted that before and got denied from the blue +4. We'll see if he gets it this time.
Yeah, the question is, does Apollo have the means to either play ammo on green or switch out of it? The answer is no. Maz with 4 cards has gotten onto the color he wants. This is looking bad.
Yeah, Maz has been able to find these runs in this series so far here, so I mean this definitely is danger territory here. We'll see what he has. Green 6, that is
Down to 3 cards.
he's down to 3, I think, right? Yeah. Gonna go with the green 5 for Apollo here.
Maz typing away with his 3 cards. Could we be looking at a run to the finish?
Green
Not just
7,
yet.
not yet.
Now on 2 cards as he plays the damn green 7.
Ooh, Apollo
Oh,
switches to
switches the
yellow.
color. Bit of a risky move there, but does it work out?
It, it
Maz
does.
draws.
Apollo may have iced Maz out, and could Apollo get a momentum swing from this? Is going to be able to play the yellow.
The pendulum may, in fact, just swing back to his favor here as Maz draws again. It's now a tied game.
Ooh.
Reverse into the draw. Very interested to stay in yellow despite running out.
All right. Maz does not bite, and okay, well, not draw city. Yeah, we just got top deck yellow 0, top deck yellow 8 as well.
The top
Top
decks
deck
from
galore
both
in the
players are
yellow.
interesting. Back into another draw from Apollo. Is Maz able to get a switch here? No.
And another top deck yellow, and it's another split card. A lot of these
This does
splits are actually
finally
in the
put
yellow.
Apollo back into the lead now with a 3-6 card advantage.
I mean, again, on that split also is Orochi, who, winner of this match plays. But Apollo is going to switch it into blue.
Plays the blue 2 to go down to 2 cards. Does Maz have anything in blue? We know he's definitely been stocking up on ammo this whole series. Just
Just
plays
going
a
to have the,
4.
that's the second blue 4. Ooh, Apollo does not have
Apollo's
anything in
iced
blue.
already. This isn't looking good.
Maz
Maz
is
again
typing
taking
up.
a while to type. We could see a run here. Perhaps
He is
baiting a power play with that 2 card split into 1. Apollo
he
does
is
not take the bait.
he's back into green. Apollo played a green 3, green 2. I'm not really sure what that was about. Um, green 2 is played. Maz does not have any more green.
Fascinating. One has to wonder what these two players have now that they're both drawing on green.
Yeah, I might have an idea, but yeah, I mean this has kind
We
of been
finally see
a bit of a back and forth
a
on the
tried and
stale.
true draw city here. Potential for both players to stock up on some ammo,
Yeah,
as
this
I
has
will
been
pop the sticker.
classic.
Just in time, apparently.
Yeah, it goes back into the yellow as well. I mean, this is the longest game of the series so far by a good margin. We're about to hit 7 minutes here. I mean, if Apollo can get this win, it is definitely going to be a big momentum booster. Still will
Yeah,
have a
by all
long way to
means.
go, but definitely would like to get on the board here. Um, but yeah, we keep going between the three trios of green, yellow, and blue. And I was okay,
And
there it is.
finally some pushing for a red.
I was about to ask when do we get into the red here? I'm thinking red could be where the end game lies.
And
But we'll
this is
see.
the first we're seeing of any red cards since the very beginning, and oh my goodness! Double plus two, Apollo pulls off the win. Now a 3-1, and he is back in it.
And I was gonna say I felt like they were looking for a way to get into red to try and get something going here, and for Apollo that was just what he needed. As he has the double plus two there to end it and gets on the board 3-1. Um, and pretty good back and forth on that one. Apollo ends up getting the win here. Apollo, thoughts on getting the win here? Kind of just how did you feel like that can help you with making this comeback here now that you're on the board and you've kind of stopped the you kind of stopped the pendulum from moving away from you, and now it could be moving your way. For Mazuat, he said, didn't think I played so well in that game, to be honest, but it looked to be pretty even.
As we wait for Apollo to type out his response, oh, there it is.
All right. Nice to know I regained my mental a bit, and I am not tilting, looking to continue that trend, which is fair enough.
Yeah, indeed. This is definitely a case, as we were talking about earlier, where composure can be everything. If you're able to stay collected, even playing from behind, there's always potential to flip things around.
Yeah. And Apollo mentioning that power play also, Mazuat does have that power play in his pocket, so it is something to keep an eye out for, as I think Mazuat's likely end goal with that power play is to close out the series. Point in that game was considering using it. Interesting.
So he is very aware of the power play.
Starting against it just in case. All right, so Mazzout considering using the power play there, holds on to it for now, and still have it as you'll get the home field back for Game 5 here. Only need one winning chance, and yeah, I mean again, this is kind of where the CSR rules come into, as opposed to Mazzout not being able to only pick 7, he can't pick 7, 10, or 11 here, so a bit more limited on the options. Gonna go with 12 in this one. And again, red 4. That's the second game in a row it started on Apollo's card.
And have we, again, remind me, have we seen Mazuat's card a single time?
I don't think we have. I don't remember a red 1 being played.
This is fascinating. It seems like the bot, despite giving all the ammo to Mazuat, is invested in an Apollo victory after all.
Yeah, red 1 has not made an appearance yet. But we're gonna keep rolling here. We got a light switch into green here. And again, Mazuat starting with the 12 here, looking to end the series in game 5. Apollo looking to keep this thing going in the game 6.
Yeah, if Apollo can get a second win on the table, that really makes it like in true contention for him to run away with the series at the end of the day. This is very pivotal game here for obvious reasons. I mean, remains to be match point. Mazuat wins, it's over. But this is kind of Apollo's last hurrah in an attempt to really swing things back in his direction.
We're gonna keep going. No one has drawn yet, so both running plan A at the moment. Do get a double play there.
Nothing too heavy at the moment, just a skip or two.
Oh, you got a big
Big
run from
run from
Apollo.
Apollo, and it's not over. At the very least, a triple. And it ends up being a quint. Takes him down to, I believe, 4 cards to Mazuat's 9.
That would be correct. I mean, again, Mazuat with the double there, and Apollo responds with a quint. So, again, looking to have that momentum swing in his favor here. That could be something to keep an eye out for. And Apollo is, unfortunately, that momentum has stopped here as he's going to draw on the yellow. Mazuat will keep going. Another draw from Apollo here.
Things are beginning to look concerning for Apollo, as if he's stuck drawing and Mazuat is able to play on yellow.
Oh, got another
We
wild
see
here.
switch into the blue. Mazuat with very many regular wilds this series. Apollo able to match it with a 6.
It's 4-0 in the wild differential here. Apollo has closed up the +2 differential, but wilds is still a blowout here. Mazuat with 4 of them. Apollo has yet to play one.
And interesting, while we're looking at the stats, we've barely seen any +4s this series. I mean, there's been a couple, but definitely not as commonplace as they are sometimes.
All right, blue 0 from Apollo here, looking to run this blue here for the time being. As typing, looking for a run potentially. +4. Oh man,
Oh
didn't
my
even need the
goodness.
power play and ends it with the red one, which has not been seen the entire series.
I
And
mean,
that
what
will
a
do it.
power move. Like, if it is not a statement to start the game on Apollo and end it on Mazuat, I don't know what is.
Yeah, and I mean, you see the double red +4 there. So I mean, that looks to be a pretty good draw from somewhere, unless that came from the +2, which in that case that'd be unfortunate for Apollo. But true red one with a +4, yeah. Unfortunate end for Apollo there. Big run to end that one out. Um, and it's going to be Mazuat with his third consecutive win in the round of 64 here. He will move on, and again didn't even use power play, so this series ends up going power playless. Um, and that will be Apollo. Apollo, unfortunately, coming up a bit short here. Did not quite have the cards at points to get the win. I mean, again, we look at some of the stats here: 4-0 on the Wilds, and then Mazuat with a double +4 there at the end to take the +4 advantage. Yeah, Mazuat leading on all these categories here, so able to get the advantage there. But I mean, Mazuat still did a great job executing on getting the job done, which is very important. Because you could get the good cards, but you got to make sure you play them right. And Mazuat did play them right, and he will be moving on to face Orochi here. We'll get a word from Mazuat here. Mazuat got the win here. And again, we talked about it. Red One had not been seen the entire series, but it comes right at the end there to close out the Game 5 win and end the series to send you moving on to the round of 32. Thoughts on the win here, and how are you feeling about Orochi going to the round of 32 as you look to make it past the round of 32 for the first time now that you were there once again?
Yeah, certainly something to note about Mazuat. Not only his excellent execution here in being able to play cards that he has, but also just sort of this unmatched consistency when it comes to the first round. It seems to never pose a challenge to him, but he definitely looks to make a deeper run for the first time, as he's not yet been able to really stand toe to toe with his round of 32 opponents. But having the having the home seat over Orochi could potentially be a game changer there.
We'll see what Mazuat says. He's still going to type out his thoughts here. We'll get a word from Follow here once we hear from Maz. But yeah, again, I mean, for Mazuat, I mean, came in here, was able to get some of the right cards here, and was able to just kind of execute pretty well here. Really just did not give many openings for Apollo to respond back. Apollo was able to get that game 4 win, but other than that, um, was all Mazuat here in this one. let's see what Maz has to say here. Any additional thoughts on this one, Leah? Kind of just how are you feeling about this Mazuat Orochi matchup going into the round of 32?
Yeah, just as I've already said, it's interesting seeing Mazuat's consistency here and being able to make it to the round of 32, but so far not being able to find luck getting past it. But I think his having the home seed over Orochi could potentially finally give him an opportunity to break into the round of 16.
Yeah, that could be something to watch out for. The 6v14 will be the matchup here, but yeah, I mean, overall, I am very much looking forward to seeing how that matchup plays out. We do got some comments here from Mazuat here, and we'll read them in just a second. Um,
Red notes, we've had a two-third upset rate so far.
mhm. Yes. All right, let's get these comments here. Do you think that got pretty lucky with the draws? Game 1, 2, and 5 were pretty lopsided. Game 3 was a good win. Game 4 was not perfect play, but overall, really happy with that first game. Good games to Apollo, and thanks for having me on stream. Looking forward to round 32, but I have a streak going of win first game, lose second game for the past few months now. So if you include Myths League, that we need to see that break, which is fair enough. We'll see if Mazuat can break that one. For Apollo here, disappointing result, but did get a pretty good win in game 4 there. Any takeaways from this match as you move forward here, especially looking to rebound going into the next tournament?
Yeah, as Apollo types out his response, I'll just say, definitely something to note is a lot of the players in D2 here, especially the ones that are relatively newer to MRE, struggle with things like identifying when to do an Uno call out, remembering to check the table, sometimes the formatting of certain cards like the wilds, the +4s, etc. So just really tying up small little misplays like that can make a big difference in the grand scheme of things, and that's something I think a lot of players, Apollo included, could work on.
Yeah, I mean, again, with the way that kind of MRE is structured, I mean, with the two divisions, you're gonna have people in the second division sometimes make some mistakes here and there. And that's not to say D1 players can't make mistakes. We've seen that plenty of times, but definitely a little bit more, I guess, of a learning curve in terms of the 1v1 tournament environment. And there's still a lot of great players here in D2, even if some of them do have a mistake or two. There's definitely a lot of potential here. And I do think Apollo is someone who can break out some point in the season. I just think today was just not his day here. But we'll see how it goes for the rest of the season. I would not count out Apollo to rebound here, but we'll read this comments. Think that I need to be more conservative and think of the longer term, check the table. Really, I think the cards weren't dealt good for me today, and sometimes it's like that. Hoping I'll be able to turn my luck around next month. Still a very fun match. Good luck to Mazuat and the rest of the tournament, and GG's. All right, let's take a look at the updated bracket now. And as you'll see, Mazuat moving on 4-1 will face off against Orochi in the round of 32. That's going to be an interesting one. And again, we were talking about Orochi being one of these newcomer players who has really caught a lot of people's eyes here. Definitely take a very analytical approach. I mean, you saw it after his game against Clint Green. He ended up posting his entire thought process for each game, including some of the very specific plays. Your thoughts on how that matchup's going to shape up, Leah, and could there be someone from one of these two players in this matchup that could be a potential contender to win this region?
Yeah, I mean, certainly Orochi is one of, if not the most analytical players we've ever seen to touch MRE. And while that strategy hasn't always worked out for other leagues such as Myths, in something like as unique as MRE, when we have the different bot, we have all the different metrics on the ammo and whatnot, it can definitely be useful to have that extra analysis on what you're doing. Um, I could definitely see Mazuat or Orochi, either one. As different as their playstyles are, it's not out of the question for one of them to make an Elite Eight, even Final Four run if they're given a good enough path for it. I think it's definitely going to be a decisive match.
All right, well, that one will be happening in the round of 32 here. As you see, the bottom half of the curling region bracket has been determined here. But that'll do it for now. We do have another match at 7:30 p.m. between Arnhem versus Jesse. I believe that is the figure skating region. That will be non-stream. Our next stream match will be tomorrow with a top rookie in Rajan, who is the 7th seed, actually, going into this one. A lot of high expectations for Rajon here, making his debut, going up against Odin, who is another player similar to Apollo, who actually had a pretty good showing in just July despite losing in the round of 64. Could be someone to watch out for. That'll be a ski jumping region matchup, and that'll be happening tomorrow at 2 p.m. Make sure you want to tune in for that one. That could be another great match to watch out for. But that'll be it for us. Thank you all so much for watching this stream. For Leah, thank you so much for being my co-commentator for this matchup today. And again, thank you to Scars for being the referee. And on behalf of our players and everyone who came out to watch, thank you all so much for watching. Got a lot more action coming for the February Flurry here. You will not want to miss it here on the channel. Again, another stream match tomorrow. And more to come down the line. But until then, I'm G-Man. Thank you all so much for watching. And we will see you all tomorrow for some more February Flurry action. Peace out, everyone. Have a good one. And we will see you then.